Warning signs that can go unnoticed.
I was undiagnosed for 22 years.
Symptoms that can mimic other illnesses.
I had severe neck pain in the back of my neck.
How do you know if you're at risk for thyroid cancer?
It sneaks up on you, which is one of the reasons we miss it.
Plus, Shark Tank's Daymond John reveals his own battle with the disease.
If I could just save one life, isn't that what I've been given this public stage for?
Coming up next.
Y'all ready for season 10? I love you, Becca. If you're feeling tired, you have trouble losing weight, or you spot hair in the drain, looks like this in the shower, right? There could be an issue with your thyroid. But is it a sluggish thyroid, or could it be thyroid cancer? It's an important question, since thyroid cancer rates have tripled over the last 3 decades, and 3 out of 4 cases are found in women. So today, we are arming you with the red flags to look for so you can tell the difference. Joining us now, a man who turned his survival story into a mission to save lives. Please welcome my dear friend, the shark with the biggest bite, Daymond John.
My man!
My favorite guy. Gotta love having you here.
How you doing?
Well, before we get too far into this, obviously, Daymond's going to talk a little bit about his thyroid cancer, stage 2 thyroid cancer. How are you feeling now?
I am feeling great. I am cancer-free. I'm in remission. But you know, it's a process. I still have to check on it, and I still have to stay on top of it, make sure that it doesn't come back. I've been in 1 year in remission, but you know, I got to keep educating myself on how to improve.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night, stare at the ceiling, and think, what if I hadn't figured it out? What if it wasn't caught in time?
Yeah, I have thought about that. I you know, at one point we felt that it may have been moving up to my lymph nodes, and I think about all the work that I've done all my life. You know, as an entrepreneur, I never took care of myself. Right? We took care of everybody else, right? The family and the employees and everything else. And why didn't I take care of myself? I just didn't know that you could be ahead of the game and try to get early detection. I always thought, let me stick my head in the sand, and hopefully that invisible bus doesn't hit me like it has hit such people like our dear friend Big Ange.
Yes, Big Ange, a good example.
Yeah.
So just using investment technology, because you know you're a businessman.
Yeah.
You argue that the biggest investment we need to make is to invest in ourselves, in our health.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, first of all, from one standpoint, if you're healthy, then you can be more productive, right? And then, you know, mentally also, think about that. You know, the old saying is a person with their health has 1,000 dreams, a person without only has one. And when you see us on Shark Tank, we don't talk about health. We don't talk about, you know, we'll go out and learn everything, how to increase sales and reduce costs and what's new technology, but we won't say something doesn't feel right. How do I check into it? And maybe a doctor or somebody is not, you know, at one point they can't diagnose it immediately. We go, oh, that's okay. I don't say that in my business. You tell me it can't work. I don't go, that's okay. So why don't we do the same thing with our health?
You know, I never heard actually that a person with their health has 1,000 dreams, and a person without their health only has one.
Yeah.
I think that's true for any of us who've been ill, right? The day you get sick, you got one thing that you get an aim for. Everything else falls away.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing today. We're going to help you all invest in your health because they got the best investor out there to make it happen, because knowing what to look for can make all the difference. So I want you to meet 2 more thyroid cancer survivors. Come on over here. Everyone is in remission, so congratulations. I'll high five on that. Congratulations.
How you doing?
Suzanne, let's start with you, by the way. I can't help notice. Is that a tattoo? It's real?
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful butterfly.
Thank
It's
you
a beautiful
so much.
butterfly. Why a butterfly?
Well, having a hidden cancer for so many years, it represents the shape of the thyroid gland. And so we butterfly warriors have the thyroid ribbon color of aqua, pink, and purple. And I designed it after a Peruvian butterfly, and it flattened the keloid while covering the scar.
Yes. So there's multiple benefits.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Plus emblematic of your survival.
That's true.
Now, Nicole here is a big-time Shark Tank fan.
All right.
So I know that you got a little message here for Daymond as well.
I do. I'm glad to meet, well, both of you in person, but I appreciate that you are open about not only, you know, before you were diagnosed, not maybe putting your health as a priority. It's great that you're bringing awareness to, that this is sort of a lifelong thing. Once we have, once we're in remission, we're still monitoring ourselves, and it's sort of the day-to-day battle to thrive,
Come on, give me a hug.
Thank you.
Feel good to hear that?
It does. Because I didn't know if I wanted to go public with it, but I figured if I could just save one life, isn't that what I've been given this public stage for? So.
Of course. You got a big voice to use it.
Yeah.
All right, coming over. Well, most people with thyroid cancer don't have symptoms. If they do have symptoms, there are 4 essential red flags, right? And each of these flags is important for you to keep in mind. So I've got 3 survivors to walk us through it. Daymond, start us off. The first red flag for folks to pay attention to is trouble breathing. Did you have that problem at all?
No, I did not actually have that problem of trouble breathing. I really didn't. And I didn't feel many of the symptoms until after I said, wait a minute, maybe there was an issue and I didn't notice it.
And now that you mention it, that's the point, right? Now we're going to actually mention it so you think about it before it happens. And none of these are all that common because most people with thyroid cancer don't have any symptoms. But these are the ones that do sort of wake you up to them. Okay, Janet, go ahead. You get the next red flag. And I'm wondering if you had any of these problems, constant cough being yours.
Hoarse and constant smoker's cough every night for more than 2 years and never touched a cigarette.
Whoa. So constant cough. Number 3, take it away, Nicole.
All right.
The third red flag is all about neck pain. And what kind of pain it is, or did you have any pain at all?
I did. I did not realize it had to do with my thyroid, but I had severe neck pain in the back of my neck. I couldn't sleep. And I thought, oh boy, I need a massage. But after my surgery, it resolved. So, yeah.
It's a chameleon, it sneaks up on you, which is one of the reasons we miss it. And the 4th red flag is trouble swallowing, which happens because as the thyroid starts to get in the way of other basic functions, it's right on top of the throat, you'll have issues of breathing, you'll have issues of swallowing sometimes because it begins to invade in the tissues around it, or just because it gets bigger. And you can get that even if you have a goiter, which isn't even a cancer. So this is a critical location in your body. So it's trying to whisper to you that it's there. When we come back, the at-home thyroid test that we're going to be calling the Daymond John Neck Check.
All right.
Like that idea? The moniker?
Absolutely. I love it.
There. All right. You can do it right now in your own home. We're going to show you exactly how, so stick around.
He's accused of a lot of questionable behavior.
He asked me to undress and he watched me while I did so. He was very creepy and unprofessional. He conducted the exam without any gloves. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't understand.
The university gynecologist accused by over 300 women of the most unspeakable crimes.
These young women were violated.
All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow. We are back with Shark Tank mogul Daymond John, who survived thyroid cancer, is on a mission to save lives. Now, we're about to show you a super easy at-home thyroid test you can do right now. But first, take a quick look at the thyroid and what it does. So your thyroid is this itty-bitty butterfly-shaped gland. It's hidden beneath the Adam's apple, which is out there, right under here. And it affects your body in a really big way. Most people know that it regulates your body's metabolism, but it can affect your heart rate, it can affect how your lungs squeeze, even your body temperature. So a lot of things begin to get affected. If your thyroid is making too much of a hormone, all these hormones going out, then guess what? The heart goes faster, the lungs go faster, your temperature goes high. If it makes too little of a hormone, that's called hypothyroidism. A lot of you have that, right? That can signify an autoimmune problem that can increase your risk of thyroid cancer, as well as making you feel sluggish and slowing everything down too much. Now, the good news is when this thyroid gets large, most of the time, it's not a big deal, right? Only a small percentage of people end up getting cancer. So I've got a little test to figure out if your thyroid is healthy or if it's enlarged, you need to go out and get someone to look at it. We're going to call it the Daymond John Neck Check. All right, the audience, you all do this? Yeah. Okay, put your hands together like a butterfly, like you're going to swim or fly like that, okay? You all ready to do this? Yeah. Okay, now, we're all going to do it together. We're floating like a butterfly. Put that on top of your Adam's apple. Got the Adam's apple? Right. Okay. Now, those fingers that were just dancing, get pushed down a little bit. You feel the little ribs there? The little notches? That's the trachea. Okay, now all together, you're going to swallow. as you swallow, if you need a little water, you can get a glass of water and get the water in your mouth and swallow then. If you feel something jump up and down, like a piece of tissue, like a small finger jumping up and down beneath your fingers, right? That means you've got a thyroid that's bigger than it's supposed to be. If it feels lumpy, if it's sore, don't panic. You go see a doctor. All right, so everyone swallow. Right? What do you feel now that you're doing it right?
It's okay. No problem.
Nothing. You feel anything?
No, I don't feel anything.
Good. You're not supposed to feel anything. That's a good thing. If you don't feel anything, of course, the coughing is allowed also. Right? You're pretty good. Did you feel something when you were having the thyroid?
When I did, yeah. When I went into and the surgeon told me to feel there, I did. Yeah.
And you notice, by the way, he's got his fingers under his tie. It's sort of low. It's not up here. Don't feel under your chin. Right? You're not trying
That's the Napoleon Dynamite thing. That's not that. Yeah. That's the Napoleon Dynamite test. Yeah.
Right, just get it down low. So this is not all lumps are cancer, but it's always worth a trip to the doctor's office for some peace of mind. This whole audience is happy now. You should do it as well. Teach your friends. We'll put a quick little one sheet on DrOz.com to help you remember how to do the Daymond John Neck Check. Now, not let him go yet because he's going to share some of his business advice when we come back. We're converting this set into a Shark Tank with a nurse, entrepreneur, and nursepreneur challenge.
I can't wait.
Calling all nursing students, the Dr. Oz Show wants to celebrate you. If you're currently enrolled in nursing school, you could have a chance to win $10,000 and be on my show. Go to DrOz.com to enter by November 15th.
We are here with Daymond John, who had stage 2 thyroid cancer and credits the amazing medical professionals around him with saving his life. Now he's giving back, lending his Shark Tank business smarts to 2 nursepreneurs who are competing for the first ever coveted golden stethoscope. Ooh. It's a nursepreneur Shark Tank today. That is really a pretty prize. Are you guys ready, everybody? They're ready to go. All right. What do you look for when you get pitched an idea?
Can it solve a problem? And of course, I look for the entrepreneur. Do they really have a passion behind it, and do they really believe in it?
All right, let's meet our first competitor. We've narrowed it down to 2 nurses who will briefly pitch their product, and Daymond's going to pick his favorite. Up first in the tank is Sarah. There she is, Sarah. Come on out. She's a nurse. She practices in Delaware, actually, and she has a solution to a big problem, Daymond. Take it away.
Hello, Dr. Oz, Daymond. My name is Sarah, and I developed the QualiClip stethoscope holder because I find wearing my stethoscope on my neck very uncomfortable. It was giving me headaches and neck pain. At the end of my shift, I didn't like the way it swung into my patients when I leaned over to provide care to them, and also for nurse safety, to prevent an agitated patient from gaining control by using the stethoscope as a strangulation device.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Very, very scary.
I never thought of that angle. All right, so what's the solution?
So instead of wearing my stethoscope around my neck, I wear my stethoscope in my QualiClip.
QualiClip.
Because it reminds me of a koala, the way a koala grabs onto a tree.
Yes. Well, you put it like that. Oh, yes.
So it's spring, so you can really wear it anywhere that you'd like. I like it on my pocket. A lot of my customers like it on their waistband. You can, at the end of your shift, you can put it on your tote bag on the outside, so you don't have to put your stethoscope and curl it up and put it in your bag.
Uses a hair clip, all kinds of things.
Sure,
Very cool.
Sure.
And there's nothing out there that previously to hold stethoscopes.
Well, there is something out there to hold stethoscopes. It's a different design than mine. I have a design patent.
All right.
And it didn't work. And that's why I developed this product.
Gotta be a better way.
Because I had really bad neck pain.
Well, thank you very, very much.
You.
Do you have any specific advice for Sarah?
Honestly, this is a very simple product that is needed in the market, and this is not one of those things where you need a big deal. You can start off by making a dozen or 100, and whatever the case is, and it could actually grow into a very, very big business. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, now let's see who your competitor is. Amy is here. Come on out, Amy. Let's see what she's. Oh my goodness, she's bringing a patient with her, a patient and a nurse and an orderly. This looks a serious deal here. All right, Amy. Briefly, what is the product?
Yes, my name's Amy Copperthwaite. I am the CEO of Avkin. I'm also a clinical nurse specialist and faculty at the University of Delaware. What we've really done is taken these large plastic mannequins that students are normally taught on and retaught on, and taken that lifeless form and actually taken the technology into bits and pieces so that they actually can be used on a live person, so they can really develop not just the competence, but also the compassion that's needed in healthcare today.
So is it the chest piece? What is the actual device?
Yeah.
So yes, the actual device, Daymond actually has one right over here. If you take a look, this is the first of 3 of our patented products.
Okay.
It actually has lung sounds, and you can instill mucus into it, because we know patients with tracheostomies often have a lot of mucus. So it's just that realism, that authenticity, but you actually have a real person there. So you're interacting with a real person as they're learning the care.
So you actually suction in there?
Yeah, come on up. We're gonna do this together.
Oh my goodness.
Inside.
Wait here, Doc.
No, you go.
That's beyond my pay grade, man.
I want to see how you do it.
Daymond, you can stand on this side. So essentially, this thing it's a piece of technology, wearable technology, that actually has sensors inside. So if I suction too deeply and hit her carina, or where her lungs bifurcate, she actually will get a vibration and know how to react and respond the way a real patient would. So it's really giving that authenticity to real, true bedside care. So Dr. Oz, you have a pair of gloves over here. We're going to do this non-sterilely, even though it's for TV.
Just for time, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead. Put some gloves on. I'm going to turn the suction on. Megan, take a couple deep breaths for me. Do you feel like you're having a hard time breathing? Okay, so I'm going to be a bad nurse, and I'm going to go down and hit her carina, but we'll see if Dr. Oz can do a better job after I'm done. So I'm going to go down.
Well, that wasn't done right. No, it's not good. All right,
Okay,
stop
I'm
that.
sorry. Okay, so I'm simulating what the nursing students would have done, taken too long, been uncomfortable, and now we're going to see if Dr. Oz can do a better job here.
I'm not usually better than a nurse at this, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, well, maybe if you don't go down quite so far.
There we go.
Go ahead and do the suction on the...
All right, that's enough time. That is realistic.
Yeah, it's really meant to create that authenticity and realism. And then at the end of the simulation experience or the learning experience, they actually get to hear from the patient's perspective how that was.
Here, turn that off so I can hear you better.
Sure.
All right, Daymond, advice for Amy. What do you think?
I have no idea what just happened, and I'm just so thankful for medical professionals, because I'm just so thankful for medical professionals. I have no idea what just happened.
Daymond, don't you want competent and compassionate healthcare
No,
professionals?
absolutely, and thank God you can
Absolutely.
think of this and keep improving science and make us healthier. I make T-shirts. So,
All right, you tell us, who is the winner now? You got 2 wonderful nurse entrepreneurs. The winner is...
Oh, they're both saving lives. Both. I can't do it, Doc. I can't do it. All right, both.
2 winners.
All right.
We have 2 coveted winners.
Oh, wow.
There we have it.
Fantastic.
Da, 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 da.
I didn't put that on you. See, I mean, put it on wrong. There
2
you go.
winners. Congratulations. You both did a wonderful job. You know what?
you.
Because you're nurses and because you guys are the ones who really make the healthcare system work, God bless you. Thank you very,
you
very
so
much.
much.
Absolutely.
All right, now I got a special announcement with Daymond for a second. Before we go, you teamed up with Johnson & Johnson for the Lab Coat of the Future Quick Fire Challenge. It sounds cool. What is it?
You know, the lab coat has been the same way for so many years, and you look at technology today where we can probably make some technology on it where if you're having some products on it and, it's dangerous for the lab coat professional or the professional using or people outside, we can know more about it. The lab coat has been the exact same. So Johnson & Johnson and I teamed up. We awarded $50,000 to somebody who came up with a new design for that. And now you can be part of it all. You can all be champions of science. Today, Johnson & Johnson Innovation launched a donation campaign that will be open through the end of October. As a part of their commitment to advocate for science, Johnson & Johnson will donate $5 to Biotech Institute, up to $25,000 for every social media post using the hashtag Champions of Science. That's all you need to do to protect all these great professionals who are saving our lives.
They want it home, you take out your phones, be a champion of science, tweet with the hashtag Champions of Science, hashtag to fuel the next generation of innovators. God bless you.
Thank you.
Daymond John. Congratulations, nurses. We'll be right back.
Fall in love with fall.
And Rachael Ray is here with a guide to her favorite soups for this time of year, which includes a whole new green, and it's not kale. Rachael Ray has changed the way we approach the daily meal, teaching many of us that cooking can be simple and fun. And her practical, down-to-earth methods can morph anyone into a full-blown foodie. Now this culinary mogul is here with a brand new make-ahead food prep guide to fall soups that will fill your freezer with healthy dinners for this season. Please welcome my good friend, Rachael Ray.
I love having you here, too.
So, I gotta say, you all love her as much as I do, but I have a special affinity for you. And one thing I know is, I know it's the fall because it's the Rachael Ray Show's 13th season. It's back!
Yeah!
And
can still afford groceries. I got a job. Yay.
Well, that's one of the things that makes you so special.
Thank you. Thank you.
The fall, besides having to go back and make the show, which is, I know, is a joy for all of us.
Fall is my favorite season, and soups are probably my favorite type of food. They really are very nourishing in so many ways, like for your soul, not just your body.
And they're great because they can take whatever you got in the summer.
That's right. And
you make it because fall sneaks up on you and repurpose it.
Yeah, late summer, early fall, I do tons and tons of make-ahead meals, and they're all soups and stews and sauces, translating the vegetables into a freezer full.
Into this.
Yes.
This is what Rachel's really good at.
Now, this is really smart. When you make your soups and stews for the fall, don't put them into those plastic storage containers. They take up too much room. Cool them down to room temperature and put them in these flat freezer bags, and you can stack up dozens of them in the freezer. And it's a great way when broccoli's on sale, make some broccoli soup. The last corn of the season, make some corn soup or corn chowder or corn and seafood soup. It's as easy as a box of stock if you don't have time to make stock from scratch. And any vegetable combination, throw it in the freezer. Make your own takeout food and frozen foods and canned foods. It's so much cheaper and better for you.
Let's talk about soup in general. I've heard you say that if you really want to make Italian food healthy,
yes,
make it into a soup.
You know, Italian food, if you're not of Italian descent, if your family isn't Italian, some people think of Italian-American food that's very delicious, but super high in calories, like chicken parm, you know, fried chicken with cheese and lots of giant sides of pasta with tons and tons of cheese. But if you're trying to trim down, Italian food and soups are actually a great way to do it. Lots of vegetable-laden soups are very filling and full of great nutrition, and you can have a little bit of pasta in it or beans, but you're not eating a ton of calories, you're just getting a ton of great nutrition.
So you brought me 3 examples of how we take these healthy ingredients.
These are 3 of my favorites.
You're kidding me.
3 of my favorites.
And you're bringing them to life for us.
Everybody loves tomato soup, right?
Yes.
A lot of people enjoy a creamy tomato soup, so finishing with heavy cream. This is an Italian traditional method of making tomato soup. You take your root vegetables. I like fennel, carrot, celery, onion are your usual suspects. I put garlic in everything. You add stock, San Marzano canned tomatoes, and you thicken the soup in a very clever way, not with heavy cream, but with a little polenta.
A little corn.
A little cornmeal in it. It makes it sweeter and more delicious. And then I love these little immersion blenders. It's so much easier than taking the soup and trying to throw it into a blender, screaming hot, boiling soup. So don't do that.
When do you add the tomatoes?
You can add them here. It doesn't matter. You soften the veggies just so they're gonna go through the blender a little easier. And then you just break this down and let the tomatoes cook out, and you thicken it with a little bit of polenta. Those are done if you want to try a little bit.
Oh, you made it already?
Yeah.
Oh, she's so prepared
Those are some
today.
dun-duns. It's truly delicious. It's slightly sweet, but it's savory. Isn't
and
that
full?
It's
it fills
really
your whole
beautiful,
mouth,
isn't it? And this is such great nutrition. And what else is great about soup is it stretches $1. Yeah. You know, it's the way you stretch a buck.
Why do more people not use polenta as a thickening agent? It's brilliant.
It's just, it's an Italian thing. It's a cultural thing. Like we just, you know, people in America don't use cornmeal. If you come from the South, totally you use cornmeal. Grits, hello. So there's probably a lot of great chefs down South that would thicken up anything with a little bit of cornmeal.
This is today's hero. Today's hero from Rachael,
It's delicious
polenta.
and super sweet.
Okay, it's our hero. All right. Now this is a little special. This is the minestrone with chicken ricotta meatballs. But can I say one thing?
Yeah.
People don't eat escarole. This is scarole, you'd say in Italian.
Scarole,
Scarole.
yes. When you're a kid, the first meal you're introduced to is a cine di pepe, little bits of pasta in broth with a bit of greens. You know, most people know this soup from, like, it's a derivative of wedding soup, they call it, little meatball soup.
Yep.
But this one, I hope everybody downloads this. It's so delicious. If you want your kids to embrace escarole or kale, put it in with little baby meatballs and pasta, and they will love it.
But I talk about kale all the time, and I've actually gotten a lot of folks to eat it, but this isn't kale.
No,
this is a green we've never really talked about.
Is a great sturdy green that you can cook with, and it is a superfood, as they say. But scarole or escarole is milder once you cook it out. It's only slightly bitter. You can eat it raw in salads. This is, again, your usual suspects: carrot, celery, onion, garlic, stock, vegetable or chicken. And I always drop in when I make soups, this is a great tip, the rind of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yes.
The whole soup tastes like Parm cheese.
My wife does that.
You get so much flavor. It's delicious.
Waste nothing.
I always buy a piece of cheese with the rind on it, and I keep them in my freezer. Yep. It looks like Remy, the ratatouille rat, lives in my house because I got so many cheese rinds in the freezer.
With little fresh music.
But it's so good in your sauces and your soups. Throw that together, and you just wilt the greens in here. And now this, you cook the meatballs not in oil, so healthy. You cook them like dumplings, directly dropping the chicken and the ricotta into the soup. So try it. This is good.
Okay, the beans you add when?
The beans and the pasta you cook off at the same time as the baby meatballs. It's great nutrition, and children love these little meatballs. They're soft, they're sweet, and it's just ground white meat chicken and a little ricotta cheese.
And this scarole has the right texture.
It's got a
and
nice
all the
little
bitterness
bite
is
to
out of it.
No, it's delicious. Yeah. Honestly, the kids will love this, and you're giving them great nutrition.
And this is why people get married to these soups.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reason for it. All right.
Delicious.
Finally, roasted cauliflower soup with a parsley salad bruschetta. Both, again, this is a classy way of taking something so good for us and making it taste unbelievable.
Everybody loves cream soups, but again, cream soups are not great for your figure, right? No. And they're not great for your arteries. So this one, we just take cauliflower and put a little bit of olive oil spray on it, or a little drizzle and toss, and then a little nutmeg, salt, and pepper or white pepper. We roast up whole heads of garlic, so it's sweet and delicious and not sharp and bitter at all. We roast this and paste it, and then we take the roasted cauliflower and you just puree it with stock, vegetable or chicken. I'm gonna serve up a warm one. This one's staying nice and hot. And then I put a little bit of extra roasted cauliflower on top. It tastes creamy and delicious, and all this is eating a giant bowl of cauliflower and stock and roasted garlic. It's so good for you. And cruciferous vegetables, right? They are so good for you nutritionally.
The best way to detox your liver, but look at how you're doing it. I'm not saying, and you can't mess it up. It's basically it's simple stuff.
It's so rich and heavy and hearty. And it's just vegetables.
I can taste the fresh herbs. It's got this little brightness to it from the lemon.
Yeah, I always finish soups with a little bit of acid. And this
so all these soups you added a little lemon or lime to?
All of the soups have a little bit of acidity. In Italian cooking, it's very important to finish with a little lemon juice or to add some white wine. Acidity is the balance to the salt or the earthiness of our dishes.
The leftover white wine. What you haven't finished while cooking.
Like there's ever leftover wine in my house.
And then the bruschetta.
My first word was vino. There's no leftover wine in my house. We have bottles, not glasses. Sorry.
So, on that note, the October issue of Rachel's magazine is
it's all Italian. Yeah, it's our Italian issue. You guys got to check it out.
And it's so good, right? And it features Rachel's tomato soup and polenta we started with. Check it out for more delicious recipes.
And you guys are going to put up all these recipes, right?
They're all going to be on DrOz.com. Check them out. She's going to be all over my Facebook page. You're doing the takeover the Facebook page.
Nice.
That's 6 million people. Share it with your friends. When we come back, White Rachel is teaming up with, listen carefully, Giada De Laurentiis, Alex Guarnaschelli, and some of the biggest names in food to send a powerful message to young women everywhere. This is important stuff. Stay with us. This is so good.
I love getting to talk with you on my show every single day. But when the cameras stop rolling, the conversation is not over. I still have a lot that I want to talk about. So download the Dr. Oz podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back with Rachael Ray. Advice for young women who want to be chefs, young women who want to be like you.
Well, I think my best advice for anyone is to value work itself. My mom taught me from the time I was very young that work is a privilege. And if you work very hard and you're grateful for every job you have in life, I really believe, especially in this country, you will go forward. Yeah. So you be successful at whatever you want to do. I also believe whether you want to be a chef or not, I also believe very deeply that when I was a kid and you went to public school, everybody got home ec, everybody got shop class. You learned how to fix a car, sew a button, make your own food.
Basic trades.
Yeah. Everyone should learn the basics of cooking good, nutritious food. It helps your pocketbook. It certainly improves the quality of your life and the length of your life. It is an essential skill for everyone, not just people that want to cook for a living, in my opinion.
The issue of the role of women in this process is critical to you. And I think it's something I want to spend a second on now. The culinary world is dominated by male chefs, which is always surprising to me. So what can women do to become those chefs?
I think that, as in any profession, the person best qualified for the job deserves that job. But there is a big discrepancy in the number of women. At our magazine, we try and celebrate women with a cover that we do called Like a Boss, right? Mm-hmm. So last year we did a big issue about it, and I had all these great female chefs on our show. This year we wanted to go back and represent women of color that are boss chefs. Yeah. It's hard to find. You know what I mean? We have to really nurture our young people, and if they're into it, give them the same respect across the board for a man and a woman in the kitchen or anyplace else. But I really think that that's changing and the tide is turning, and I think that just having the conversation about it, like at this year's Food and Wine Festival here in New York, we're doing a Supper is Served event. It's all female mixologists and chefs, and Giada De Laurentiis and Alex Garnaschelli, myself, everybody, Martina McBride is performing. It's a real celebration of what women are doing and how innovative they are in the kitchen.
Let me high five you on that, because
High 10!
I talk to Daphne about this all the time, and I see as a young woman who's trying to become like you, right? It is challenging in ways I never anticipated. And like you, I want the best person to do the best job, but I want everyone to be able to play in the playing field.
To have the same advantage is all we're asking.
Get everyone on the field, and then let the best player win.
Respect, right? And to just get the same respect.
I love everything you stand for. Love you person as well. It's her 13th, lucky 13th.
10th. Double digits right here.
You can check out the New York City Wine and Food Festival.
Oh, I think the audience is going to get some tickets.
No. You're stealing my thunder, Rachel, darn it. No, she didn't mean that. It's October 11th through 14th, and we're going to be giving away some tickets to my Facebook followers. Look for that today. And there's one last thing.
Okay.
You want to say it?
No, you go ahead.
Or we can both say it.
Okay. One more surprise. Let's do it together.
Everybody in the studio audience is going home with tickets today. Enjoy it, spread it around, and the wisdom as well. Make the food. We'll be right back.
We're celebrating our 10th season, and we're not turning back. We're looking forward to our next 10 and yours. All year long, we're challenging you to discover your health and life goals for your next 10. 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 years. Share your goals at #MyNext10, and you could win prizes or even end up right here on my show.
It happens to all of us. You walk through the door after a tough day, and it's chaos. Dinner isn't cooked. Laundry isn't done. You kick off your shoes and step on something. Ow! And you're ready to blow a gasket. Instead, pause for a moment and take 5 deep breaths.
Everyone do it together. So nice, no matter where the stress in your life is coming from. Today, I have the self-care regimen to help you go from manic to mindful in just minutes. And I've enlisted the help of Dr. Tastebuds, integrative physician and health and wellness expert, who's here on behalf of our trusted sponsorship partner, Dr. Teal. Thank you for being here very much. As you all know this, right? Mindfulness is what we all try to achieve, but it's hard to do that because the stress gets in the way, crazily. So why is it so important to helping us cope?
You know, Dr. Oz, mindfulness is a mental state that's achieved when we focus our awareness on the present moment, calmly acknowledging our thoughts and our feelings. It is not easy to be mindful today between technology, being on 24/7, juggling kids and work and family. It is so important to slow down that frenetic pace and really take a moment to relax, rest, and kind of recharge the mind. We know that that's so critical, and nowadays, mindfulness is a necessity. It's not a luxury because we have to be the most productive versions of ourselves. And what I see in practice is that all of this really affects women the most because they are juggling everything, everyone else's needs, and often neglecting their own health.
The whole audience is going like this. But how to do it, that's the challenge. You have a hack for us.
I do. So mindfulness, remember, is achieved when we're in the present moment. And there are so many different ways to do this. You can do yoga, you can meditate, getting exercise, getting proper sleep. Those are all ways to be mindful. But the key is creating a space for mindfulness, creating that zen. I like to do it by finding a pre-sleep routine. And Dr. Teal's Epsom salts is an easy solution. Now again, we can all run to yoga, try to find time to meditate, but what's easier than soaking in Dr. Teal's Epsom salts a couple times a week?
For me, everybody, an Epsom salt bath, really, it's like yoga for the brain.
Yes.
It just put you in this place. First of all, you're not going to be doing technology, and I think this is a hack that works because your body unwinds, and as it begins to let go, your mind can also. It's probably the single biggest adult tool that I use to get myself into the right frame of mind. So, first off, let's talk about Epsom salts. Most people don't know what they are. They've seen them on the Dr. Teal's bag, but what does it actually mean?
Yeah, so Epsom salts are a compound of magnesium sulfate. They are a great natural alternative to over-the-counter medications and prescription drugs. Most people maybe already know about Epsom salts because they relieve those achy muscles, that body soreness that you might feel from time to time. But at the same time, Epsom salts are delivering that same magnesium to the entire body. They also offer a triple threat, especially Dr. Teal's Epsom salts. They offer a triple threat of benefits when we're trying to achieve mindfulness, because in addition, we have the benefit of the essential oils like lavender that promote sleep, promote rest, and what's more relaxing finally than taking a bath. So
show me how to make them. So the interesting thing about the smell, since you touched on it, and the lavender, it bypasses your thinking. It goes right to the middle of your brain, the reptilian part of our brain. That's why smells affect us so much. And I think that's an important tool we don't use enough to get ourselves in the right mental state. Okay, show us how you make the...
So the first rule of thumb when we're making this is to make sure the water is warm, not hot. So we want warm water. We want 2 generous cups of the Dr. Teal's Epsom salt. We're gonna pour that directly into the water. And then you want to soak maybe twice a week for about 20 minutes. And what's happening here is it takes about 5 to 10 minutes for that relaxation response to really set in and for that stress to melt away. And use that time as an opportunity. Maybe use that time to breathe and really try to visualize the person that you want to be.
And also, a lot of folks are so darn busy, right? They don't have time to do this. So we made it easy. We sent a bunch of our viewers home with Dr. Teal's Epsom salt, and we asked them to take a bath with it at least twice a week. So come on over here. We've got 5 folks who volunteered to come in the studio and talk about this with us. Thank you for being here. All right, now, wellness for everybody at home. Wellness may start in your head, but I think I'm going to applaud you for taking a little load off your feet and enjoying it, because this is not a bad way of getting there either, just getting your feet to relax. So Dimple, we're going to start with you. Before we started this program with you, how are you dealing with stress?
Well, you know, I have 3 kids. One of them's very young. By the end of the day, I have sensory overload. I've got diaper sense. I've got people who've been hanging all over me all day.
Diaper sense? I love this. That's right.
And you know, I've had enough. I don't want anyone touching me. My poor husband comes home at the end of the day and wants a hug, and I'm just like, no, just nobody touch me anymore. I'm done. I need these kids in bed, and I just want my body back to myself.
So how has Dr. Teal's Epsom salt baths helped you? How does it help you cope?
So when I finally got them to leave me alone for the 20 minutes so I could soak in the bath, you know, I felt like, I felt that sensory overload really just kind of leaving me into the water, and just having that alone time to breathe in the scent. It's worth the investment.
Congrats on the kids.
Thank you.
Caroline, how has it changed your life to be Epsom salting, bathing your way through life?
Yeah, I think it just kind of helped with being more mindful. Like you said, you know, I was sitting there, I had nothing to do. I chose not to listen to music. I chose not to read. I have a really nice bathroom, so I just sat in it and just soaked. And then I felt, actually, I was quite tired afterwards, funny enough, and I just fell asleep.
Probably got a good night's sleep.
I did, yes.
And Tamara, what would you say to folks who are struggling to find time just to get into an Epsom salt bath and let this happen?
I
I would tell them it's definitely worth the time. Take the 20 minutes because it's worth it. The days that I didn't use it, I said, man, I wish if I would have just taken that 20 minutes, the rest of my day would have been better. Yeah. So I don't think if I don't have enough time, I'm thinking this will give me more time because I'll be more relaxed, I'll be able to get through my day. So it's definitely worth it, making that time.
So you think everyone here ought to be spending a little more time sitting in a Dr. Teal's Epsom salt bath?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you guys interested in this at all? Yes. Well, I'm glad you are, because guess what? There's fantastic news, because Dr. Teal's Lavender Pure Epsom Salt Soak is going to be yours. That's thanks to the company that's sending you home with a bag of it. So enjoy yourselves. And thanks to Dr. Tazbati and our trusted sponsorship, Dr. Teal's, for all that. We'll be right back.
He was very creepy. He asked me to undress me. He watched me while I did so.
The university gynecologist accused by over 300 women of the most unspeakable crimes.
These young women were violated.
All New Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
What if I told you that you could have your cake and eat it too? That you can make a delicious chocolate cake without butter or oil? Believe me? Yes. Yeah, well, instead, you can use this. Eggplant. Yes, oh. You're thinking, eggplant? Ugh, the baba ganoush, I don't want that. When my team saw that eggplant chocolate cake recipes were taking over the internet, I needed to know if they would work. So I enlisted two of my go-to testers, Bianca and Neffy, and they agreed very bravely to try it out. So one of you made a regular cake, and one of you made the cake with the eggplant where you swap out the butter and the oil. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not supposed to know which one is which. I'm just going to put them right here so the audience can look at this with me. So as I look at these, this is a little drier looking. So normally you think that might not have all the butter and the oil that you want, but I don't know. Well, Bianca, you go first. Let me just taste it first. You're messing me up. That's so thick. Good mouthfeel, fills everything up. Clearly a worthy thing to eat. And this is also good. I'll tell you, this is a little better from my perspective, but I could see why you love them both. So come clean now. Who made the eggplant?
I did.
This is the eggplant one?
Yes. Can you believe it?
It's actually better than the regular cake.
That's what I think too.
Bianca, taste that. See what you think about it. I want an honest opinion. Would you do it again?
I would. Why not? I'm a foodie.
Yes.
And it's a healthy version of something I love. Why not?
All right. So Neffy's eggplant version has 1/3 of the calories less. That's worth the investment. Eggplant's a great way to add more fiber to your diet as well. We're going to have Neffy's eggplant recipe, the eggplant chocolate cake recipe on DrOz.com. Your friends will be so jealous. They'll be like Bianca over here. Just won't want to admit it, even though they like it.
Exactly.
Together, change is happening, everybody, and our journey is just beginning. See you next time. Next time.